So, what is an atomic bomb? An atomic bomb is the deadliest weapon ever created by human hands. It is a device capable of releasing the energy hidden inside matter itself. A single bomb can level an entire city, erase generations in an instant, and alter the course of history. The basics. At its core, an atomic bomb is powered by nuclear fission. That means it generates energy by splitting atoms apart. Certain atoms, like uranium-235 or plutonium-239, have unstable nuclei. When a neutron strikes them, the nucleus splits into smaller atoms, releasing a burst of energy. But that's only the beginning. Each split releases more neutrons, which hit more atoms, causing a chain reaction. This isn't like burning wood or setting off TNT. Those are chemical reactions, working on the outer shells of atoms. An atomic bomb works inside the nucleus itself. That's why the energy release is millions of times more powerful than any chemical explosive. To put it into perspective, just 1 kilogram of uranium in a bomb can release as much energy as thousands of tons of TNT. How it works. So, how does that chain reaction become a bomb? First, you need the right material, enriched uranium or plutonium. These isotopes are rare and extremely difficult to produce, which is why developing the bomb required such enormous industrial effort. Inside the weapon, the material is kept in a stable arrangement until the exact moment of detonation. Then, conventional explosives are used to either slam 2 pieces of uranium together or to compress a plutonium core into a dense sphere. This forces the material to reach critical mass, the point where the chain reaction becomes unstoppable. At that instant, neutrons flood the core, atoms split, releasing more neutrons, triggering more splits, and the chain reaction races forward at lightning speed. In less than a microsecond, billions of atoms break apart, unleashing heat, radiation, and shock waves of unimaginable force. The explosion creates temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun. The light outshines daylight itself. A shock wave tears through everything for miles, and radiation spreads through the soil, the air, and the bodies of those who survive. It's destruction in the moment and consequences that last for generations. The Manhattan Project. The history of the atomic bomb begins in World War II. In 1939, scientists feared Nazi Germany might be developing nuclear weapons. In response, the United States launched a secret program known as the Manhattan Project. It became one of the largest scientific and military undertakings in history. At its peak, it employed over 130,000 people in laboratories and factories across the country. Some of the brightest minds in physics were involved: Robert Oppenheimer, Enrico Fermi, Niels Bohr, and many more. They weren't only solving equations, they were creating the entire infrastructure needed to enrich uranium and manufacture plutonium, tasks no one had ever attempted at such a scale. On July 16, 1945, in the desert of New Mexico, the first atomic bomb was tested. The event was called Trinity. Witnesses described the blast as brighter than 1,000 suns, with a shock wave that rattled windows miles away. Oppenheimer, the project's director, remembered a line from Hindu scripture: "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." The atomic age had arrived. Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Just weeks later, the bomb was used in war. On August 6, 1945, a bomber named the Enola Gay dropped the first atomic bomb on Hiroshima, Japan. The weapon, called Little Boy, exploded with the force of about 15,000 tons of TNT. In seconds, the city was devastated. Roughly 70 to 80,000 people were killed instantly. 3 days later, on August 9th, a second bomb, Fat Man, was dropped on Nagasaki. This one used a plutonium implosion design. Around 40,000 people died instantly, with many more suffering from burns, radiation sickness, and long-term cancers. The survivors, known as hibakusha, lived with the scars and illnesses caused by radiation for the rest of their lives, and many passed those effects on to future generations. The bombings forced Japan to surrender, ending World War II, but they left humanity with a haunting question. Had we crossed a line we could never come back from? The nuclear legacy. The atomic bomb didn't just end a war, it created a new era. The Cold War quickly became a nuclear arms race. The United States and the Soviet Union built even larger arsenals, eventually developing hydrogen bombs that dwarfed the original designs. By the 1960s, there were enough nuclear weapons on Earth to destroy civilization many times over. Treaties like the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty and arms reduction agreements have reduced stockpiles, but thousands of warheads still exist today. Some remain ready to launch within minutes. The legacy of the atomic bomb is a paradox. It ended one war, but planted the seeds of another. It represents human genius at its highest and human destructiveness at its darkest. Random facts that don't seem real. The fireball over Hiroshima was hotter than the surface of the sun. Some people's shadows were permanently burned into stone walls. The blast turned sand and soil into a greenish glass called trinitite. Survivors reported black rain falling afterward, radioactive ash mixed with moisture. The Fat Man bomb design was so uncertain that many scientists doubted it would work. Conclusion. So, what is an atomic bomb? It is the power of the universe, stolen by human hands. It is a weapon that can end wars. It is a weapon that can end worlds. And it is a reminder that just because we can build something does not mean we always should. If you also like learning random things, subscribe. You have found your happy place. Poem, Final Echo. Beneath the sun, a brighter flame, a shadow etched, no face, no name. The sky was torn, the earth turned glass, a silence deep that will not pass. What man creates, man can't restrain, the power of gods, the curse of pain.